Hello, welcome to a new lesson of this English course for beginners. In this lesson, we will learn how to create negative sentences and also how to create yes no questions in simple present. Let's begin.
Remember that the simple present, we use it to speak about the routine, about the habits we have in the present. And we conjugate the verbs of the affirmative sentences according to the subjects. For example, if I am talking about she, he, and it, we need to add an S to the verbs. In affirmative sentences, for example, I always go to the park and my sister always goes to the park. I usually do exercise in the mornings. My sister usually does exercise in the mornings. I have many friends, and my sister has two good friends. I listen to music in the mornings, and my sister listens to music every day. Now let's continue with the negations and the questions. For this, we need to use auxiliaries. The two auxiliaries that we use in the simple present are does and do. Remember, we use these two auxiliaries to create negations and questions. And with does, we use the third person. She, he, and it. And do is for the other subjects. For you, we, I, and they. Examples. They listen to music in the morning. This is our affirmative example. Now, let's create a negative sentence. They don't. Remember, we need an auxiliary to create the negation. The auxiliary is do, and later we mention not. They don't listen to music in the mornings. This is the auxiliary for the negation. We have other option. The other option is saying the complete form. They do not listen to music in the mornings. This is the formal option, and this is the informal option. Don't. The informal option is very common in spoken language. Both, any of them, do not or don't, are perfect. No worries about it. Another example. She reads a book at bedtime. This is the affirmative sentence. Remember, for the subject she, he, and it, we add an S in the verbs. Reads. In the negations is different. For the negations, we need to use an auxiliary, and the auxiliary is does. Does. In this case, we say she doesn't reads a book at bedtime. No, this is incorrect, because when we use does, the verbs are normal without S, no S in the verbs, okay? And the complete form is She does not read a book at bedtime. Remember, look at the verb. No es in the verb, in the negations and the questions because we use does. With does is perfect, is enough. More examples. Affirmative sentences, negative sentences. Affirmative sentences, I drink water. Negation, I don't drink water. She drinks water. Es in the verb. In the negation, we use does. She doesn't drink water. No es. He drinks water. He doesn't or does not drink water. It drinks water. It doesn't drink water. We drink water. We don't drink water. Similar you and they. You and they drink, and in the negation, you don't drink, they don't drink. Very well. She, he, and it. The name in English is third person. In the affirmative sentence, we add es, and in the negations, we add does. In the questions, we continue using the auxiliaries do and does. Do and does. Okay? And this is the structure of the question. First, we mention the auxiliary, later the subject, the verb, and the complement. Take notes about this. This is super important. Example. She works in an office. This is the affirmative sentence. Es in the verb, right? She works. Now, let's transform this sentence in a question. The question is, auxiliary for she, does. Subject, she. Verb, work. Remember, no es in the verb because we have does. And complement in an office. This is our question. Does she work in an office? Here we can use different verbs. All the verbs except the verb to be. For example, does she work? Does she study? Does she play? Does she travel? All verbs except the verb to be. Now, what is the answer for this question? The answer is yes or no, but it's necessary to mention the auxiliary of the question. Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. Now, other example. If we say yes, yes what? Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. Now let's continue with another example. They travel on vacation. This is our affirmative sentence. Let's transform this sentence in a question, in a yes-no question. Auxiliary, subject, verb, and complement. These are all the things, the ingredients we need for a question. What is the auxiliary for they? Do, they, verb, travel, and complement on vacation. Finish the question. Do they travel on vacation? Vacation. We can use all the verbs except the verb to be. Remember, do they travel? Do they read? Do they play? Do they eat? Good. What is the answer for this question? Yes, no. And the auxiliary. Yes, they do. No, they don't, or they do not. Yes, they do. No, they don't.
Thank you for watching this video until the end. Remember to practice with the exercise you will find in the first comment of this video. Take care.